Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa sallallahu wa sallama wa baraka ala nabiyyina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. You are watching Studio Islam, source of your authentic Islamic knowledge. I am Omar Khan, a graduate from Medina University, and I am here to equip you and myself with Islamic knowledge. We have started a series of etiquettes of seeking the knowledge, and we are going to continue with that. And today we have a very important thing which is related to the etiquettes of seeking the knowledge, and that is respect of the knowledge and the knowledgeable people. Actually, this is a very important point because we are losing it, and it is actually planned to lose. Because when we lose the respect to the knowledgeable people, actually we lose the respect of the knowledge itself. Not only this, but this also remove from us the trust on the scholars, which is a big disaster and a big barrier between the common people and the public, and between the scholars, which are the real guides for us towards the paradise. So I would like to remind you that whenever you want to seek the knowledge, please keep in mind that having respect to the scholar is one of the very important etiquettes. Here are some points related to the respect of the knowledge. I want to remind yourself and myself so we can follow it in our life. First, backbiting for the common public is one of the major sins. So when it comes about the scholars, the sin will get greater and becomes more dangerous. So keep in mind, let our tongue safe from backbiting, from the common people as well as from the scholars. The scholars have also mentioned that the flesh of the scholars is poisoned, and they mean by this statement that when a person backbites it, it is just like eating the flesh of that person. And when it comes about the scholars, it is a poison which spoils the belief and spoils the religion. Please don't follow the mistakes of the people and mistakes of the scholars, and know that there is no person free from mistakes, including the scholars. So if they are making some mistakes, instead of following it and spreading among the people, instead of that, you should hide it and you should correct it and make the nasiha and advice to the scholars, instead of spreading it as a form of people going away from the scholars. Also, we should keep in mind that some of the mistakes of the scholars can be considered as mistakes which will be forgiven by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا اجتهد المجتهد فأصاب فله أجران وإن أخطأ فله أجر. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam says, when the mujtahid makes his effort to make a judgment, so if he is right, he will get double reward, and if he is wrong, he will get one reward. So by any mean, he will be taken care by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it is not our duty to make it. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam have taught us about the general way of correcting the mistakes. We don't criticize people, but we criticize the actions. So if a scholar have made a mistake in his judgment, in his fatwa, in his thought, in his statement, that action, that fatwa can be corrected, and it doesn't require to mention the names until it is very, very necessary, and leave that for the scholars and don't put yourself in that trouble. There are some people who get happy when they find some mistakes in the scholars, and this shows some kind of hypocrisy in the heart, which required to be healed and cured. And just I want you to remind you that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam have stated to us, Man la yu'minu ahadukum hatta yuhibba li akhihi ma yuhibbu li nafsihi. None of you can be a believer until he likes for others whatever he likes for himself. So do you like the people to spread your mistakes and defects? If not, then don't do it for others. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and me with his bounty and guidance.